Space, the final frontier. Unless you're on the internet and you think it's all CGI wires and lies. Let's explore this. Welcome back to Star Stuff, where today we ask the question, why do people think space is fake? And more importantly, how do we prove them hilariously wrong? This idea isn't just random internet nonsense. It comes from a deep distrust of authority, a little misunderstanding of science, and a lot of YouTube recommendations gone wild. People who think the Earth is flat usually believe space is fake because if we're not on a spinning globe, then orbits, gravity, and rockets kind of ruin that vibe. Some best of hits from the Space is Fake album include the moon landing was filmed on a soundstage. The ISS is just a studio set with astronauts on wires. Satellites are just high-altitude balloons. And my favorite, stars are just lights stuck to the dome. Because clearly millions of amateur astronomers believe in the secret dome light conspiracy. Let's start with the ISS. You can literally see it from Earth with your own eyes or with a telescope. It orbits the Earth every 90 minutes and passes overhead at predictable times like clockwork. You can use sites like Spot the Station or Heavens Above and watch a bright dot zoom across the sky. It's not a balloon, it's the ISS, and it's traveling at 28,000 kilometers per hour. And no, the astronauts aren't floating on wires in front of a green screen. There are live streams from space showing the Earth below, and many of them feature multiple national space agencies working together.
The space station is just an amazing place to live and to work. Let's take one last tour down the space station and see what I'm leaving. So right now I am in node 2 at the very front end. Our Dragon is docked above us up here. That's where we'll be departing from. To my left, I've got the European Columbus module. To my right, it's the Japanese Kimbrough module, and then the rest of the space station is straight ahead. So let's fly down through the space station. On the right, we have our robotics workstation where we can control our robotic arm from, and then we get to node 1, which is our kitchen where we eat dinner. Attached to node 1 is also the airlock where we do EVAs from, and on the right is node 3 where we have our toilet, our treadmill, our ARED strength exercise machine, and of course cupola. Let's go have a quick look at cupola. And this is the world's best view. You can see the entire world from up here.
It would take a global conspiracy that makes Hollywood look like amateurs. Even if you think NASA is lying, you'd have to believe every other space agency on Earth is also part of the hoax. The ESA, JAXA, ISRO, CNSA, and even private companies like SpaceX. These missions send satellites, probes, landers into space, all with public data and images. Just check out the thousands of mission photos from agencies that aren't even friendly with the US. If this was a hoax, it would be the biggest, most well-funded, best acted lie in human history. And we all know the government can't even fix potholes. Space deniers love to ask, how do solar panels work in space with no sun? First of all, the sun is very much there. And in space, there's no atmosphere to scatter the sunlight. So solar panels are actually more efficient. The ISS is powered by enormous solar arrays, converting sunlight directly into electricity. In fact, the panels are so effective that they can power life support, computer communications, all from the sun. No wires from Earth, no generators, just clean, continuous sunlight. Unlike Earth, there's no cloudy weather in orbit, which means more reliable power, unless you're on the dark side of the Earth. Then battery time. Want to prove space is real? Buy a telescope, or borrow one. You can see the craters on the moon, the rings of Saturn, and the Galilean moons of Jupiter, just like Galileo did 400 years ago. Even a decent amateur telescope can show you the phases of Venus, which only makes sense if both Earth and Venus orbit the Sun. You can even track planets, watch them move over days, and watch them go into retrograde. Yay, astrologers! You love that stuff. So why do people think fake is space? So why do people think space is fake? Some want to feel special, like they've figured out something the rest of us haven't. Others simply don't understand the science and they fill in the gaps with conspiracy.
Next thing you know, they're telling us we made it to the moon. I mean, you got to look into Jack Parsons and the origin of NASA. I'm telling you, space has always been exceedingly fake and gay. It was fake and gay when the men did it, and it's now fake and gay because the women did it. So
this is the worst.
It's easier to say NASA faked it than to admit you don't know how orbits work. When you meet someone who says space is fake, don't just laugh. Ask questions. How do GPS satellites work? How can we predict eclipses down to the second? And why can we see the other planets move? Why is the ISS visible from Earth? Most importantly, stay curious, not combative. You won't win everyone over, but you might just plant a seed of doubt in their doubt. Space is real, it's vast, beautiful, and waiting to be explored. Unless you're stuck in a Facebook group that says otherwise. Thanks so much for watching Star Stuff. Like, subscribe, share, and comment your favorite thing about space below. Stay curious, stay skeptical, but don't fall off the edge. Cool beans.